Language of Algebra. Expressions and equations. Algebraic expression. Throughout this lesson, we will use the term expression in place of algebraic expression. An algebraic expression is a combination of numbers and variables joined together by addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, or some combinations of these four mathematical operations. For example, x plus 2, 2x, 5x minus 3, a plus b, ab minus 5, and 4m.
It's important to understand that variables in algebra take the place of numbers, and can therefore be treated just like numbers. This means we can add, subtract, multiply, and divide variables the same way we do numbers. Example: if we add the variables x and y, we get the expression x plus y. More examples. The difference between 3 and a is represented by the expression 3 minus a. The product of m and n is represented by mn. The quotient of x plus 1 and x minus 1 is represented by x plus 1 divided by x minus 1.
Expressions simply translate words into math. For example, the words 2 more than 5 can be written as the expression 5 plus 2. It works the same way with variables. Example, the word 5 less than x can be written as x minus 5. Notice the word more in the first example became addition in the expression, and the word less in the second example became subtraction in the expression. There are several other common words that translate to the mathematical operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Some and more are addition, difference, less, and fewer are subtraction, product, by, times, each are all multiplication, and quotient, division.
Writing expressions. Example: the length of a rectangle is 3 inches more than its width. Write an expression for the width.
Below you see a diagram of a rectangle with width w. The length is w plus 3, or the length of the width plus 3 inches to get w plus 3 for the length of the rectangle.
Example: the distance formula. Distance equals rate times time. Tina averaged 45 miles per hour on a trip. Write an expression for the distance Tina traveled in h hours.
We can let this line represent the distance that Tina traveled in h hours at 45 miles per hour. That means this line is equal to the rate times time. We substitute 45 for the rate and h for the time, and see that the distance Tina traveled is 45 times h.
Example: calculating pay. Pay equals rate per hour times hours worked. Trent earned $7.50 per hour on his job. Write an expression for his pay after T hours.
If we let this bucket of money equal Trent's pay, then we see by the equation above the pay is equal to rate per hour times hours worked. Substituting in $7.50 per hour and T for hours worked, we see the pay is equal to 7.5 times T.
Percent increases and decreases in money. Tax rates, raises, fees, and commissions are often charged or deducted on a percentage basis. Percentages are usually written as decimals in algebraic expressions. 23% equals 0.23 and 5% equals 0.05.
Sales tax. Tax added to the cost of an item at time of purchase. Total cost equals cost plus cost times tax rate. Example: Suzanne wants to purchase a pair of shoes that cost $42.50. Write an expression that represents her total cost if the sales tax rate is R.
Which means her total cost can be replaced with the expression cost plus cost times tax rate. This can be replaced by the cost $42.50 plus the cost $42.50 times the tax rate R.
Income tax. Tax deducted from income. Net pay equals pay minus tax rate times pay. Example. In an average week, Catherine's pay is reduced by 23% to pay her income taxes. Write an expression that gives her net pay.
So Catherine's net pay is equal to pay minus her tax rate times her pay. When we replace these with the value P for pay and 23% or 0.23 for the tax rate, we see her net pay is equal to P minus 0.23 times P.
Consecutive integers. Consecutive means to follow immediately. So 1 and 2 are consecutive integers. 5 and 6 are also consecutive integers. Also, -3 and -2 are consecutive integers. In general, consecutive integers can be written as the expression x and x plus 1. Equations. Equation. Two expressions set equal to each other. Two expressions separated by an equal sign. Expression 1 equals expression 2. We've already seen some examples.
We saw the example, net pay equals pay minus tax rate times pay. We also saw another example of an equation, total cost equals cost plus cost times tax rate. And yet another example was the equation pay equals rate per hour times hours worked.
Writing equations. Example. Calculating pay. Pay equals rate per hour times hours worked. Trent earned $7.50 per hour on his job. This week he earned a total of $285. Write an equation that can be used to find the number of hours he worked.
We first write the equation pay equals rate per hour times hours worked. Then we substitute in the total pay and the rate per hour, and we'll use the variable x to find hours worked. So x will represent the number of hours worked. Making the substitutions, we get 285 equals 7.5 times x. This equation we'll later learn to solve for x and find the number of hours worked.